Welcome back to the channel, guys. Just wanted to give you an update. I've been working 7 days a week again, and I will be continuing to do that at least till the end of the year. So I've only had a couple minutes here and there to mess with the truck, so I just want to get you updated on what I've done. So I got my fuel fittings in. I've still got to order my stuff to make the hoses. I had to either use the 5/8 adapters, or I could shave the back of this off and then make something that bolts here and then catches a bolt down here, which I think I'm going to do instead of using the spacers because of how close we are to, let's see, I'll get the light on, because how close we are to the firewall. I'm afraid if the engine torques over, and it shouldn't really, it's got polyurethane bushings, but this is with the 5/8 spacers out of it. So if this side lifts up with the 5/8 spacers out, we're a lot closer. Sorry, you can't see that very well. It's getting dark. Anyway, got the turbo mounted. Looks like it's going to work out pretty decent. Let me knock this out of the way. I just now got the crossover pipe finalized where it's going to end up. So we'll pop this guy out. Doo-doo-doo. There you go. So here's what it ended up looking like. We got our V-band. I accidentally didn't think about the belt routing, and I routed it right through here. So I had to redo this. But we've got our pipe up to our turbo. I made this first, and then I grafted this into it and cut it all out. And I got my bellow, another V-band, and I got this finished just a little bit ago. So it's enough off the pulley, it's enough off the radiator. We got enough room around our radiator hose, which should be alright. I did have to notch some of the fender well out just a little bit, so we should be alright. Just get a little bit of room. I've yet to figure out what I'm going to do for the wastegate yet. My buddy Jeff on his Ranger, or his Y together, he's pretty much just got it in the one pipe. It's not even that close to the merge, and his is doing just fine. He's probably got a little bigger wastegate than he needs for the application, but I'm thinking I may end up putting it right here, and then maybe using one of their newer pneumatic straight gates. I could put it on the outside, but then I'm going to end up, like, this would be the most ideal place to put it, but tire's going to end up in here, so don't really want to do that. So this is where it's going to end up going, somewhere right here, pointing that way. I'll either weld a pipe with a 90 and a V-band and use a straight gate, or I'll do this and use a regular wastegate like these guys. So not dedicated, not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet, but that's the next piece of the puzzle to solve. I had ordered the piece to connect the factory fuel line to a 6AN, and the way it landed underneath the truck, I just didn't like it. Because of where that guy's pointing. It's pointing out, so I could adapt it and run the line that way, and then I could follow the transmission up, but I'm going to cut this off and order the ferrule style, so it'll clamp onto the hose, or to the line, the steel line, and then it'll go forward and up the firewall and connect to the fuel rails up there, so that it's easier to work on later. But that's about all I've had time for. That's all I've done. I think this is going to work out alright where it was with the radiator. I'll have to open that hole up a little bit for the 90 boot. However I end up clocking this guy, should work out. And then I pitched it at a little bit of an angle so I can get it further over to try to get it off of the coils. I'm hoping that this is made for a 3.5 to go inside, or a 4-inch to go on the OD. So I think I'll run a 4-inch, and then that's going to be not super close to the coil now. That's why I've had to cut the fender well out and scoot the turbo over. But that's where I'm at. I haven't made that much progress in the last little bit, and I've been busy, and I'm going to continue to be busy. So I will continue to pick at this thing. I just won't be able to make very long videos because I don't have hours at a time. I've got 5-10 minutes at a time, and it just gets too hacked up. So if I get the exhaust done, I get my wastegate on. At that point, my fuel fitting should be able to come in, and I can hook up the fuel lines. I make some brackets to hold the fuel rails down. I think that's, at that point, I can go ahead and start putting the Holley stuff in, getting everything plugged in, and maybe able to run once I figure out where I'm going to locate the computer. Some people whine that you can't put it in the engine bay. Stock one's right there. I'm probably going to put the Holley one right there with the connectors facing down. I may make a little cover. I may put it in the dash under there behind the glove box. I'm not sure. I'm not that nervous about it. We'll see how the lengths of the harness work out. If it works out best right there, and it's easiest for me, I will mount it right there. Dielectric grease it. I'm not mudding in this thing. There's no reason for water to get in there. So it should be fine. But fuel lines, exhaust is about done. I've got to take all this off. I'm going to take it to work and use their TIG welder. Mine, I'm not back purging either way, but mine always grays out the welds. Just kind of grays them out a little bit. They look okay, but the one at work is a Miller, and it looks perfect every time. Sugar's on the inside because I'm not back purging, but the outside is beautiful. So I'll finish everything up with their welder once I get the wastegate figured out, which is my next step. And I probably won't do a downpipe before I fire this thing up, because the next big purchase is the drive shaft. So even if I get it fired up, it's not moving. There's still lots to do. Suspension stuff to figure out, brake stuff to figure out. But it's been a minute, and it's going to be a while before the next video. Maybe a couple weeks, maybe I get something done. I don't know. I'm working at least 10 hours a day, plus the 2 hours of driving from where I live to where I work. So it's a lot. And got to get home, take care of the wife and kids. So I can't put that much time towards this right now or anything else. Just go to work, make money. So just wanted to get you guys up to date on where I'm at. I'm pretty happy with how the turbo worked. I'm pretty happy with the crossover pipes, the Holley headers, everything. I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing I'm concerned about is the wastegate, but I've seen other examples that I've ridden in those trucks. I've ridden in Jeff's truck and his works just fine. So it's not the most ideal or priority wastegated, but it will work just fine as I've seen it work. If not, we'll figure it out. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update, so thank you for watching.